guys, it's Amy here. I hope you are all having a nice day or night. And yeah, I just um, today I feel like talking about something sensitive. I just feel like it's one of those days where, like, you just want to sort of reach out to these people and help them out. So that's what I want to try and do today. Yeah, just be there for someone out there. Okay, so I wanted to talk to everyone about depression and anxiety, and I know that it's a big thing nowadays, and like no one's really talking about it because it's sort of like, I don't know, they feel ashamed or whatever, and I just feel like um, everyone has the right to express the way they feel, and it doesn't even matter what age you are. You can be depressed at the age of like 9, 10, even 13. I was depressed at the age of 13, and I remember telling my mum, and it's not the parents' fault either because in their days, depression wasn't really like a thing, and even if it was, even if they were depressed at that age, it wasn't like talked about within the families. Like no one would go to their parents and say I'm depressed because they'll look at them and be like, "What the hell?" So like I remember telling my mum, and you know it. She got really scared, and she took me to a therapist. And because I was suffering from anxiety as well, I wasn't really good at socializing. So to try and sit there and open up, it was like really hard for me. And because I didn't know the lady, I was like, I would have like the worst anxiety. My hands would start sweating and all that, and I just didn't know what to say. So that didn't work for me. After the first session, I was just like, no, I can't, mum, I'm not going back. So I sort of had to deal with it myself because I just wasn't really good at opening up. My mum tried to talk to me, and I was just like, I don't know how to explain it. I didn't know what to say because I was so young and I didn't know anything about depression. Or I just know I felt depressed. I felt sad. I felt, suicidal and all that. Um, and some people out there, some families are just not interested at hearing that stuff at all. I know with most African cultures and some other cultures like Japanese people, they don't believe in depression and anxiety and all that stuff. So um, my mother-in-law actually told me that in Japan they have the highest rate of suicide because they don't believe in depression. So it's really big. Everyone's going through it, and I feel like people need someone to talk to about it. It's not something that you can just let slide because it doesn't go away, it just gets worse. So yeah, most people, even some people here, like families, like in African culture, some families just aren't interested. Like they don't know how to cope with that sort of stuff. Like what do I do? What am I supposed to say to you? So people are just left alone and dealing with it by themselves, and they don't really know what to do. So I sort of dealt with it, and I still have like days where I feel down, but I wouldn't call it depressed. Like I have days where I just feel like crap basically. Like I just want to sit there and I'm like miserable, and Josh will sort of like try and get me out of that mood. And most days he's successful, like because he's really funny and he's just amazing. So um, you know I'm sort of dealing with it, and also with my anxiety. He realized I had anxiety when we met, and he, like, every time we'd go out to dinner or something, he would put me on the spot and make me order. So I'd have to talk to the lady, and my hands would get so sweaty, and I'll literally have like heart palpitations, I don't know what you call them, and like I would start shaking and all that, and yeah, he realized straight away, and he was just like, you know, you got to sort of overcome this, and you know, I'll help you, and he did. You know, now I have the confidence to talk to people normally and sort of open up, and you know, just conversate without getting sweaty hands and feeling nervous about it. Um, Sorry, I just had to tend to my son. He's currently teething at the moment, and yeah, he's just a bit moody. I'm sure you mums out there know what it's like. You lose sleep, you lose everything. Um, anyways, so as I was saying, um, you know, suppressing your feelings. Oh, hold on. So I got to feed my little man in the middle of our talking session, but you know, you got to do what you got to do. Hey.
My girl, you're cool, like the other side of the pillar. One in a million, girl, you a killer. Man, all a travel the world only to see ya. And every man have something they want give you. Girl, me see ya, yo. You only car in the villa. Them other girl only beg people dinner. And you not follow trend, cause you in your own lane, top down in the beamer. Girl, man, I run you down, cause you a lead and I watch nothing, girl, you top of the chart. But you know, say it's me that I take yard. Tell them to try, but them can't ever see me part. Girl, when me hold up on a rainy night, and me a tear down the wall. When you boast me, I just a start. Wind up on me like we carnival at Trinidad. Move your body with your slide.
As I was saying, suppressing your feelings, it can definitely lead to more sicknesses, more health problems. Um, I think as you get older as well, like if you don't deal with your issues, whether it's talking to a therapist, whether it's taking ayahuasca, which I'll talk about in another video because it takes long to explain it, but whether it's getting hypnotized, I don't know, you know, just doing whatever you feel is right for yourself to heal, you know, and get better. So yeah, it can definitely lead to more sickness and suicide. So it's important that you know you have someone around you when you're depressed, someone that you can talk to. You know, sitting around and feeling down, and you know, I understand it's really hard to open up about your feelings, and to like to find someone to trust to tell as well. It's another thing that we're really like need to think about as well. Um, yeah, so you just don't want it to lead to that really. Um, it can also um, lead to like a lack of confidence, which is also another thing that self-confidence is another thing that I actually struggled to have as well. I just wasn't confident in myself. Like, you know, I didn't think I was beautiful. I didn't think that I was, you know, good looking enough. I just always looked at myself as, ugh, like, yuck. I'm not attractive. I'm not this. I'm not that. I didn't have, I wasn't able to socialize as much. I just find it really awkward, like to socialize with people. I just stand there and be like, yeah, yeah, and like get like really sweaty. That was like my thing, like really sweaty hands and you know shaky and yeah, all that stuff. Yeah, so like you lose a lot of things. You know, you're basically not yourself, and like when you're happy, which is sometimes it's hard for people to be happy because they're suffering so much. And once you're happy, like let me just talk on my own experience right now. So the path that I'm on now, like I've found my happiness and I've found my self confidence, and like you really just gotta not care about what other people think about you, and just put yourself out there and just be positive. Being positive is like the most important thing. You have to be very positive. You can't have a mind full of negative thoughts, and sometimes that's really hard to control, especially when you've had that pattern of thinking negatively. So you have to sort of just slowly, like, just wake up, be grateful for things in your life. Um, Even if you have to say it out loud, I'm grateful for being alive today. I'm grateful for my family, just anything, you know. That will slowly build a pattern of positive thinking. So that's a good way to actually um, sort of have some sort of positiveness in your life. Keep yourself busy. You don't have to have friends. Like, I don't, I don't really have friends, to be honest. I don't have like a lot of friends that I can just call and be like, hey, let's catch up, you know, because I also have a son, so it's hard for me to go out and sort of like spend the day without having to tend to him. So, you know, you can just keep yourself busy. You know, most mums especially um, don't have many of their old friends that they had before because they're they're in the party life. So, you know, you can't really call them up and say, do you want to catch up? Because they either can't be bothered because you're boring. Because half the time you'll be talking about your child, like, oh my god, he did a poo today and I'm so excited. You know, stuff like that. So yeah, you just keep yourself busy. I keep myself busy. I'll either get out and go see family. I'll go see my mum. I'll go catch up with I don't do it really now because my husband's like really busy, but when he was working at his old job, I'd always meet him for lunch. We love doing that. Um, Sometimes I'll see my mother-in-law, or sometimes I'll just get out and go to the shopping centre and just walk around and go window shopping, you know, or buy stuff. I do online shopping. You know, you can do so many things. Like, I play with my son. Like, you know, I spend the day with him, do things with him. Um, yeah, so you gotta just keep yourself busy. Don't sit around and just think. Because thinking is the root to these issues. Thinking, when you're sitting there thinking all day, like, oh, you start to create issues that aren't even there in the first place. So, you know, just get up and go. Just do things and, you know, try not to. I know sometimes it can be hard because you're just so tired and, like, you know, some people get lazy because, you know, sitting around is the thing they do every day. So they get used to that and it's so hard to break that habit. So you have to sort of just push yourself. Like, pushing yourself is it's the best thing to do because at the end of the day, when you do something, you'll sit down and you'll be like, I'm so happy that you feel good. Like, you won't feel depressed, you won't feel sad. You just feel good. You feel good within yourself. Like, oh my god, you actually feel proud. You know, I did something today. So yeah. And for me, I have my husband. You know, and he's like my he's my everything. Like, he motivates me to do better. He's always there to push me and help me do good. So, you know, I have him, I have my family. So I'm grateful for all of those things in my life, and I'm lucky as well. So yeah, I will, I'll say, I haven't actually said this, but I will say that no one is perfect. Everyone has something. I'm not saying everyone's got something wrong with them, but like, you know, no one lives those lives where you're just happy all the time and your life is just amazing and, you know, you have amazing moments in your life, but sometimes you have sad moments in your life and, you know, you need to not look at other people's lives and say, I wish my life was like that, because you have no idea what that person's going through. So, yeah, just be aware of that. Like, no one is always happy 24/7 throughout their life. Everyone is going through something. Everyone has something that's happened to them. You know, everyone's got their own thing going on, you know, so no one's perfect in this world. Um, yeah, so, like, just be as happy as you can. Be positive. Positive. Um, yeah, like, yeah, so just learn to love yourself and be happy, be grateful, be positive. Um, yeah, I hope I've been some kind of help to some people out there. And If there's anything you want me to actually talk about and specifically, please don't hesitate to just comment or even send me a DM on Instagram or something, um, and I'll gladly talk about it. um, Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed today's vlog. Have a good day. Mwah. A-list Dean.